Hello everybody, I hope everyone's doing well. This video I thought I would do a comparative review on the Chanel Perfection Lumiere and the previous Chanel Pro Lumiere. I think that would give a lot of people insight on the new foundation, and I've also swatched a few of the color ranges that I have within my range of the three different kinds, or the two different kinds. So if you guys are interested, do stick around. So essentially this is the Chanel Pro Lumiere, and this is the first or the original foundation, and this is the Chanel Perfection Lumiere, which is what they're replacing the Pro Lumiere with. So I have both in beige 40, but judging from the bottle itself, it seems that the beige 40 of the Perfection Lumiere, which is the newer version, seems a bit lighter, but I have swatched them and I will show you guys, and I'll put the swatches on my website as well. Packaging wise, they're both glass bottles. They both come with a pump, so nothing very different with that, except that you will right away see that the Perfection Lumiere bottle is a bit wider and a bit more streamlined, whereas this is more a bit squarish and this is more a bit rectangular. And I don't think that's going to show on the screen at all, but you're going to see it visually when you put the two side by side. Price point, it's exactly the same. It's really funny though, because this one retails for $54 US, the Pro Lumiere, and the Perfection is $55, so it's off by $1 more. Now, in terms of what they're supposed to do, or what they're mainly there to do, so the Pro Lumiere is basically professional finish makeup with an SPF of 15. This gives you a satin finish, definitely not a matte, and definitely not natural finish. It's not a powder finish. You definitely see a little luminosity and dewiness with the finish. And what I find very unique to this foundation, and actually what makes it of holy grail status, is that it truly photographs well. I honestly believe that this is the foundation that photographs the best, in spite of the fact of it having SPF 15, and it truly wears very beautifully as you're wearing it, so it doesn't end up looking too cakey or too oily. The Perfection Lumiere, on the other hand, a Perfection Longwear Flawless Fluid Makeup, and instead of SPF 15, it has a lower SPF of 10. What I find right off the bat very unique about this foundation is that it really has the most beautiful long wear finish. As time goes by, it actually looks better and better on your skin than when you first initially put it, and it also has the best long wear results. And I've worn it a couple of times during longer days, and I was absolutely amazed at how my skin looked very fresh after 4 or 5 hours of wear without needing any touch-ups. I'm going to show you the swatches that I've made. Your left to right. The lightest one on your very left is beige 30 from the Perfection Lumiere. This one in the middle is beige 40 Perfection Lumiere, and the one that is blended in the most well with my skin is beige 40 of the Pro Lumiere. And I've had this on for probably about 30 minutes now. The beige 30 from the Perfection Lumiere seems to be the lightest of the three, but I find that, I think for now, I'm really between the beige 40 and the beige 30 of the Perfection Lumiere. I have worn this in a video, and I've gotten a lot of comments of how it looks a little bit too yellow on me, and I think initially when I put the liquid foundation and I put it on my skin, it really does look much more yellow than my actual skin tone. So I think I truly am between a 30 and a 40 right now with the Perfection Lumiere. And I also find that with the Perfection Lumiere, this is the beige 40 of the Perfection, and this is the beige 40 of the Pro. It tends to oxidize a slight bit darker than the beige 40 of the Pro Lumiere, and because I am also a BR40 in the Vita Lumiere Aqua, I really thought there was without a doubt that I would be a beige 40 in the new Perfection Lumiere. But I think, like what a lot of feedback that I've gotten, I really think I am straddling between this 2 or even maybe towards more the 30, because it does oxidize quite a bit. So that's one of the things that I wanted to share with you guys. It does go a slight hint of a shade darker in you. It's not horrible that it's orange, but you can see even from the back of my hand that it can get a slight bit darker. This is the beige 40, the Pro Lumiere, and you can see that it's still not as dark as the beige 40 of the Perfection Lumiere. And if you guys use bronzer like I do, and you do blush as well, and you add a lot of warmth back to your skin, for the Perfection Lumiere, I highly recommend that you test a shade lighter in case it might just work out better for you. But those are basically the difference in swatches and how they essentially oxidize. And I do find that the new Perfection Lumiere actually does oxidize more than the Pro Lumiere. I've never actually recognized or observed the Pro Lumiere to actually oxidize on me, except now that I've had to observe it with the Perfection Lumiere. So in terms of what I like better, I think they're both really good in their own aspects. I think the Pro Lumiere truly gives the most natural, beautiful, glowy look that photographs the best. But I honestly think the Perfection Lumiere doesn't fall short of that as well. And in addition to that, it actually has the longevity beyond what the Pro Lumiere ever offered. The Pro Lumiere also did have a very nice wear and finish to it, but it just tended to become a little bit heavy on the skin as time wore out, and a tendency to kind of feel quite oily even if the dewiness is very flattering. You don't get that at all with the Perfection Lumiere. It almost feels like skin. You don't actually notice it on your skin anymore, and it just is a hint not as dewy as it wears out as compared to the Pro Lumiere, although it's still not a matte. It's a beautiful in-between of a natural finish with a hint of a luminosity or a glow. So I think it really works well when, as time progresses, working into the chemistry of your actual skin. It still photographs well, just the same, without as much luminosity as the Pro Lumiere. So that is my share for this evening. I hope that was interesting and informative to you guys. I honestly think that the Perfection Lumiere is definitely a foundation you should try. It hits a lot of ideal characteristics that you want from a foundation. Long wear, a bit of an SPF, beautiful finish that lasts more hours than any foundation I've ever tried, and on top of that, it photographs amazingly. So thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day or a great evening.